Hey, everybody, and welcome to Beyond the Booth here on RiverCity-Media. Got quite a few guests up above us tonight. We got the Otter Lady Hornets golf team, joined by Phil Harris. I'm the Howie Phil. And right up above me is Miss Kennzie. In the middle there is Coach Rob Hanna, the ladies golf team coach. And we got Addison over there on the left. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us tonight. How's everybody doing?
Good.
I'm good, thank you.
Good deal. We're going to get the show started real quick, and like I've told you backstage, I'll hop off, let Phil take control of it, and y'all can answer everything. And so, spring break, thanks for joining us. Y'all could, like I said earlier, y'all could be doing anything else other than this, but thanks for taking the time. We do these shows for y'all, the kids, to get y'all's name out there and hopefully help maybe one day get a scholarship somewhere. Uh, we do have a lot of coaches that watches this college wise, and we had one on last night that said, "Hey, if you know of any girls on the basketball side, send them my way." And so we're going to do that, and we're going to take Coach Norris to heart and help y'all out. So let's get started. Kennzie, how did you get started playing golf?
Well, one day Coach Hanna was just trying to find girls to play on the golf team, and he asked me to play, so I was like, sure, I will.
Other than putt putt, had you ever done anything like that before?
No, not really. Top golf.
Well, hey, that's a big plus right there. Addison, how about you?
Uh, I used to golf when I was little with my dad, and he convinced me to try golf, go on the golf team, and I was like, "Oh, I'll think about it." And I didn't do it my 9th grade year, but then my 10th grade year, I was like, "Okay, I'll play. I think I got this."
Cool. Coach Hannah, how'd you get involved with coaching girls golf?
Well, it was just kind of one of those things. They didn't have anybody to do it, so I volunteered, and I've enjoyed it ever since.
Do y'all have a home course somewhere?
Yes, sir. We play at Little Mo up at Mentone. That's where we play and practice when we go to the golf course.
Okay, good deal. I didn't know exactly where it was at when I was in school a long time ago. I was on the golf team, and we did Rainsville all the time. Being from
Okay.
Sylvania, we went to Rainsville, and
Well,
they like,
I want to thank Darlene and Tommy Shore. You know, they allow us to use the golf course up there, and they've just been awesome to us. So, really appreciate them.
so I got a couple more questions, and I'll turn it over to Phil. Addison, I know this may sound kind of odd, but is there a certain club that you just love using all the time?
Well, lately it's been a 5-wood because I've just hit it so straight, and I hit it really good.
Right, Kennzie.
Probably my driver. I really focus on that, getting close to the green so I don't have to hit my irons or anything.
And I know it sounds strange, but I used to work with a guy, and we would go play golf nearly every day. And once he got off of once he got off of the tee box, it was his chipper. He used it. It didn't matter where he was at. He loved using that chipper, and he just he could swing it good, and he felt comfortable with it. So, um, Phil, let me turn it over to you and let you have at it, and I will be back shortly.
Okay, sounds like a winner. Well, Coach, I want to start off with you. I know you coach drivers ed, or you teach drivers ed now. You've basically retired, but you're still coaching JV football and golf. I want to ask you, as part of the curriculum for teaching drivers ed, do you put somebody in the back seat and tell the person in the front how to drive?
Uh,
No, 'cause
that's a good
that kind of
question. That's a
happens
good.
more often than not. I'm
It
just
would
wondering
it,
if that's
it
part of
would
the curriculum.
it would appear that's kind of the way it works. For me, it's the lady sitting beside me to the right, but when I'm driving,
Yeah. I was just wondering, because I mean, it just always seems to be, we always talk about having the little helper in the car that tells you, because, stop sign coming up here, okay, we got this. But yeah, I was
right?
just wondering about that. But, of course, Coach, you retired. Just kind of give you a bit of background about you. Of course, your wife, Scarlett, you got two children. One's Maddie, just got married recently. I think she's at school at Athens State, maybe, and is just about through. And
Okay,
then
yes.
Luke is in the military. Tell us a little bit about Luke. What made him go into the military after he finished high school?
It's He just kind of something he wanted to do. He kind of wanted the college experience, but I wasn't going to pay for that. I told him he could get that in the military, so that was the route he went.
Yeah. Well, is he enjoying it? Is it something he may do as a career, or is it just kind of a pit stop?
I don't know. I think it's probably a pit stop for him.
Uh-huh.
You know, he'd get a GI Bill and stuff like that. And
yeah. Do you think he may go into coaching or something like that when he gets out?
I'm not sure. I really don't. I don't think he really knows what he's going to do right now.
Yeah, he's just not really sure. Well, I know Maddie, she just got recently married. A daughter. I guess that was special to you, but I guess it was kind of leaving the nest was probably kind of tough for you to let her go.
Yeah, that's my pumpkin.
Yeah,
she got her a good husband though. We really think the world of him, and we're glad they're together.
Yeah, is she going to go into the teaching field when she gets through?
She is. She's supposed to graduate from Athens in December, and she'll be teaching special education like I did for years. So,
yeah, well, that's good. That sounds like a good field to get into. Of course, I guess you've let her know, it's a rewarding field, but you're not going to get rich, right?
Right, exactly. Yes, sir.
Well, Coach, tell me a little bit about your coaching days. I know you were assistant coach at Valley Head. You've been at Ider. You was a head football coach at North Sand Mountain. What were the good things you remember about coaching football?
I had just been around the kids. I just enjoy being around kids. I feel like it makes me feel younger and act younger, and I just love being around kids, all kids for that matter.
Well, you talked about that you had retired, but you still were teaching drivers there, but you're officially retired, but you decided to coach JV football. Of course, Coach Josh Clements is coming in, and we had talked about this, that you were just going to continue your role coaching JV football and then coaching the golf team. That was pretty much going to be your role, just some kind of something to pass the time. And I'm going to guess, Coach, that you're probably one of those, you would miss if you couldn't be around the kids, because sometimes coaches are just overgrown kids.
Oh, well, that's what my wife seems to think about me. So she's probably right.
I can imagine. So,
yeah.
So you're just going to continue just to coach JV football at the level you're at, keep coaching the golf team, just as I guess as long as you feel like you can do it.
Yes, sir. As long as they'll have me, I'll keep doing it. So
yeah, well, that sounds good. Well, what have you thought about Coach Clements so far? Him coming in, starting new, fresh start for Ider football. What's the impression of him right now?
He seems to have brought a lot of energy with him. He's working the kids really hard. He gets after them really hard, and I think I mentioned he brings a whole lot of energy with him, and so and that seems to kind of rub off on the kids too. So, but he's doing a great job.
Yeah, definitely. So, of course, your JV team went undefeated last year, so he's got some material to work with. But,
right.
I guess the biggest thing is going to be for him is to keep those guys together.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's always, you got to keep your kids there and keep them working, keep them motivated. But that's a good group of kids there too. I've enjoyed coaching those junior high kids because they're kind of raw and green and don't know anything and are just eager to learn.
Yeah, well, that sounds good. Well, I want to go with the girls here a little bit. Of course, county golf, you're going to be hosting the tournament on the 21st, and of course, that's everybody in the county. Last year, this team won the county championship in girls in 2024. So I guess the expectations are there to do it again in 2025.
Is that for me, Phil?
Yeah.
Well,
I was fixing to go to them.
Okay,
yeah,
well, that's the county tournament as far as golf is concerned. That's everybody in the county Super Bowl. That's the one that you want to win, and everything after that's just icing on the cake. But I mean, that's your goal at the beginning of every year.
Well, tell me how in the county tournament. Of course, I've played in golf tournaments before, but how does the county tournament work? How do you group the kids up? when you have the county tournament? I know if you've got, a regular season, match, I guess you just put, each team, a team on the green or whatnot. But how does the tournament work as far as the rules go and how you send the teams out? Do you still play 9 holes, but do you use the whole course?
Well, actually, we'll play 18. It's 18-hole tournament.
Okay.
We'll play by USGA rules, which mirrors the Athletic Association rules as far as stroking distance and play and all those sorts of things. So we'll follow those rules. As far as pairing them up, you just you pick a girl golfer, another one's pick a girl, and you put them on a card and pair them up, and they keep each other's score, and we tally them up at the end, and the team with the lowest score, wins the trophy. So,
yeah. Well, I said, pretty basically the way it's always been. And I didn't realize that. So you keep whoever you're with, you keep the other team's score instead of you keeping up with your own.
Yeah, there'll be like maybe each group, like say with my girls, there'll probably be like 4 or 5 girls in one group, and each girl will swap a card with somebody there, and they'll keep their own score, and someone else will keep their score. And on every hole, at the end of the hole on the green, they confer to make sure they got the same thing. And if they got the same thing, they move to the next hole. And then if they don't, well, that don't happen often. But, I guess we'll just let them wrestle. We'll let them figure it out or whatever. I don't know. But they have to work that out.
Yeah, sort of, keep the honest people honest, basically. I guess the way it's got to be. Well, of course, Addison, I want to come to you. Coach, you talked about getting into golf. Do you think golf might be something you might do at the next level?
Yeah, possibly.
Possibly. Well, what are some of your goals as far as academics go? Is there something you are actually going to try to get into when you finish high school?
For the most part, I really want to focus on golf because I'm enjoying it. I love it. And then as something else I like to do is cosmetology with doing nails and stuff.
Yeah, well, that sounds like a pretty good career. Well, what's it like for playing for Coach Hannah? Is it a lot of fun a lot of times? Of course, because golf's a different sport. You're kind of sort of playing against yourself in a sense. So you really want to play relaxed. Does that kind of the way Coach Hannah coaches?
Yeah, he lets us go off in a group. We'll all play together. And it's pretty fun.
Yeah, definitely so. Did you not here recently have your first hole-in-one?
Yes.
You did? I know. Was it on number 3 at Little Mo?
Yeah.
Well, look, number 3, don't it go over the hill, and down the hill on the green? How did you know you'd hit a hole-in-one?
So I hit it, and it had a little slice to it, and I was like, oh, that's going to be okay. It's going to be right in front of the green, right? I go down there. I look for my ball for 20 minutes, and then the person I was golfing with, they already putted and stuff, and they went, your ball's in the hole, right? And I was just like, there's no way. I thought I was just in front.
Yeah, because I was wondering when I saw that, I saw it online somewhere, but it had a picture that you'd done it on number 3. And I said, wait a minute, number 3 goes over the hill, and you're not going to see it go in unless somebody's standing on, on the upper side. And so it had to roll down up onto the green and then down into the hole because I could understand number 2 because you would see it. But on number 3, you wouldn't have seen it. Yeah. Do what?
Yeah. It's a par 4, too.
Yeah. Oh, definitely so. So that, that was a double whammy, but that had to be the biggest thrill so far in your golfing career.
So far, yeah.
Yeah.
I had to hop back on after hearing about that hole-in-one there. I always said if I ever got a hole-in-one when I played, I was taking the flagpole, the flag, and everything with me. I was going to have a keepsake. So I don't have nothing of that here with me, so I've never got one.
Yeah, that's like me. I as much as I have played over the years, I've never hit one. I know up at Trenton one time. I don't know if y'all ever played up there, but the par 5 that dog legs to the left. I hit 3 of the worst shots you've ever seen in your life and eagled that hole because they just run across the ground. And my last shot just ran up on the green and hit the pole and dropped into the hole. It's three of the ugliest things you've ever seen. I've never really come close to hitting a hole in one. So, Addison, congratulations, because that's just unreal. On that hole, I bet there's very few times that's ever been done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What did you keep the ball, keep the tee? Did you put it up somewhere, or what did you do?
Well, I've been hitting my driver, like I've been struggling with it, and then I started hitting it good again, and I think it rolled on and into it.
Yeah.
So did you keep anything for a keepsake, like the people with home run balls? They got the home run ball. Did you keep that ball and put it up? Got it somewhere special?
Yeah, Dad's like, you better sign that ball and keep it.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's awesome. I'll be back shortly. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a great story. Well, Kennzie, I want to come over to you. Of course, you've told us before, what you kind of tell everybody again. I know basketball, maybe golf, may be your options at the next level, but I know you've got other career goals. But are you still in the back of your mind making ball at the next level?
It's always a good opportunity and option, but I'm mainly focused on being an ultrasound tech and going to Northeast for that.
Of course, the good thing about that, there's golf there, of course, but, there's other options. I know the good thing about basketball and golf around here now, a lot more schools have opened the doors for sports like that. Because then you can, maybe if you went to Northeast and played 2 years of golf, then decide you want to go into 4 years, go and finish 4 years of golf.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity to have.
Well, tell me one of your great moments. Have you ever hit a hole in one so far?
No, I have not.
Have you come close?
I don't know, not really.
Yeah, that's me. I've never really come close. I mean, I'll hit one on the on the green every once in a while, but very rarely is it going to be a hole in one. I'll have to be lucky sometime.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you, I'm going to give you a hypothetical thing here. Okay, you're in a golf match and you're playing against an opponent that's, you want to win team first, but also golf is a lot of an individual sport because you're playing against yourself. Say you're playing for the low medal of the day, the low round of the day, and you get to number 9 at Little Mo because you're going to have the wind blowing naturally. It always does. Okay, you've hit your first shot and you're in pretty good shape. If you feel like your team is going to win, are you going to take a little more of a chance if you think you could hit the low medal round and maybe try to put one on the pin, or are you a lot more conservative?
I'd probably take the chance because, if we're gonna win, then you might as well take the chance and get it or try at least.
So, in other words, if you're playing for the county championship and the match is close, you may take a more conservative approach on number 9.
Yeah.
Just maybe lay up. Because, there's a lot of times I've hit balls I think it's going to hit the green and the wind just blows it right out into the pond. Yeah. I'm sure that happens a lot to you. Well, Coach, I want to ask you this. Is it really thrilling to watch these young ladies play golf? I know you get to mostly kind of more observe and give them pointers and whatnot. But when I come to Alabama, I always had football, basketball, baseball.
Right.
I played junior high tennis in Chattanooga when I was up there, but there was no junior high tennis. There was no golf. And I might have played that. Do you see that athletes excel more by having more options like track, like things like golf? Do you think this is great for the community or great for the school, actually?
Anything that keeps a kid busy, idle time's the devil's playground. So anything to keep the kids busy and keep them active, I think's great, Phil.
Yeah, definitely. So I agree with you there. And, you enjoy working with the young people after school because, I guess in a time, like football and basketball, a lot of times is stressful. If you're a coach, a lot of stress involved, but things like baseball, golf, softball, it's a lot more relaxed, kind of thing. And you can kind of enjoy it a little bit.
I do. You talk about being, I've been coaching golf for 3 years now, and I ain't had nobody holler or cuss at me yet from the bleachers. So I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. Hey, I understand. Yeah, there's no armchair quarterbacks or anything
right.
like that. Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
Well, I noticed. Has it really helped the team? I noticed y'all have an outdoor heating cage type thing,
We
and now
do.
you've got an indoor equipment. Has those kind of things that they really help the golf team?
Absolutely. I feel like we've got the best facilities and best opportunities for our golfers of anybody in the county. If they want to get better, the opportunity's there. There's a lot of people that's, that reached out to make those things happen for us. And I appreciate all those folks. But we're proud of what we got, and we're going to continue to work. And plan is to add another hitting cage where we can get boys and girls going at the same time rather than having to share by next year. So.
Yeah,
well, and we've got it in the dry. It's under the bleachers. We pretty much, rain or shine, we're practicing golf one way or the other. So,
a lot of good things are happening at Ida. Of course, it's been a while since we've had the new football field, but now got a new gym. Now got a nice softball field and complex. Now, in the future, they're going to build a new baseball field.
That's my understanding.
Yeah. So that serves well. Well, Coach, do y'all expect? I mean, this year, Ida dropped down to 1A. Do you think y'all are going to go back to 2A the next count?
I'm sorry. Say that again, Phil. You broke up there.
You think Ida dropped down to 1A as far as basketball, football, and all that stuff? Because that really, with golf, it doesn't make that much difference. But do you think Ida will go back to the 2A level next year?
I'm not sure. I think the numbers are up a little. There's after this coming year, there's a possibility that they could jump back to 2A, but we're really small in the other classes. So I think once they go back to 1A, it may stay that way for quite some time.
Yeah. Well, I've kind of gotten here recently, got to meet Mr. Brooks. What does he mean to the Ida program? Of course, you've also got Mr. Ledbetter, too, that's in administration. What are those guys? I mean, they're big sports guys. Is that huge for the school?
They are, and you got Mr. Day also at the Special Service Center. They're just phenomenal. They understand if your sports teams are doing good, a lot of times you don't have near as many discipline problems and stuff like that at school, and they give me and all the other coaches, as far as I know of, every opportunity or everything they needed to be successful, and I appreciate them a lot.
Definitely so. Yeah, I hear a lot of good things out there about them. Well, Addison, I know you love playing golf, and you may want to play golf at the next level. What has been your best score so far, say, at Little Mo?
My best score?
Yes.
I think it was either a 41 or 43.
41.
Wait, I'll take that back. When I got the hole-in-one, it was a 39.
It's a 39.
Oh,
yeah.
I think
so you have to look and see. Well, Kennzie, what has been your best score at Little Mo so far?
I think it was 47 last year.
Was it 47 last year? I know Howie asked you about your best clubs. Is there a part of your game very strong point?
It's kind of depends on the day. I mean, most of the time it's my driver, but it depends on the day, honestly.
Well, I want to ask you this.
Kid shot a 48 at Terrapin Hills last week. She was our low medalist that day for us on a course she had never played before, and I'm really proud of her that day.
Yeah, that's pretty good because Fort Payne's a difficult course.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Little Mo, I mean, there's a lot of tight hitting shots, but not a lot of yardage. But you've got a lot of play in there where you've got to hit the ball real well. So it's actually a difficult course as far as that goes. It's just not a long distance course.
Right.
Yeah. Well, Kennzie, I know you said that part of your game. With being in basketball, do you? I guess there's not probably a whole lot of time you get to work your golf game, is there?
Not much, no. Not during
Yeah.
basketball season.
Yeah, definitely so. Yeah, because basketball season pretty much takes up most of your time.
Yeah.
Of course, I mean, the year ended kind of sort of disappointing, losing to Spring Garden. And going into the off season, I just want to touch a little bit on this. Are y'all really motivated for next year? I know probably the two best teams played in that region final down at Jacksonville State, but I guess that leaves a little motivation in the off season for you not to let that happen again.
Yeah, it does. It gives us a lot of motivation to get better and just learn from the things that we did wrong on.
Yeah, definitely so. Yeah, because I know y'all are going to be a great basketball team next year. Well, Addison, I know you said your best score was a 38. Well, how did you do that in Fort Payne?
39.
39.
That day,
39 was your best score. Yeah.
But that day I was struggling. I started out good, like I was getting parts and stuff, and then all of a sudden it just went down, and I ended up getting like a 51.
Yeah. But that's a difficult course. I mean, that really is difficult. And, and the thing is, when you play at the level you're playing at, see, I'm sure Coach Hannah will tell you this, we get to have mulligans. We get to hit some over again. Y'all don't get to do that. So, well, I want to ask you, Addison, I wanted to ask you about this. If you're playing for the low medal round, and you come up on number 9 at Little Mo, and the wind's blowing at you, and you've taken that first shot. If you're going for the low medal, are you going to go for the pin? Or if you're trying to win the county championship, are you going to be a little more conservative and maybe possibly just lay up?
It really depends on like how good I'm doing that day, because there's just some days I hit really good and I'm confident about it. But if I'm not confident about it, I wouldn't go for it.
Yeah, because it seems like it don't matter if the wind hadn't been blowing all day; it's going to be blowing right there on number 9. That pond's going to be nearly white capping sometimes, especially this time of year.
Yeah,
definitely so. Well, I want to ask you about this. Addison, what is maybe your favorite subject in school?
Well, my best one's English, so that's probably my favorite.
Yeah, best subject. Well, Kennzie, what is actually your favorite subject?
Probably English too.
Probably English too. Y'all got me. Math is one of the things I was pretty good at, and I thought about being a math teacher one day, but then I decided I really didn't want to coach, so I ended up doing other things. Well, Coach Hannah, I want to ask you about something. I got a couple of things about you. I want to find out if this is true. I heard back when you was actually a coach that one time you got a hold of a blue bottle that you thought was mouthwash, and it ended up being glass cleaner. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Actually, it wasn't glass cleaner. It was that blue, what do you call it? I'm drawing a blank here. Like blue pine sol stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, we were fixing to go out for we was about to go out for a ball game, and I opened the cabinet, and there it was, and I thought, well, there's some mouthwash, and I swished it and gargled it, and by the time it happened, it was too late. So anyway, I didn't have no germs in my mouth, I assure you that.
Well, and I'm sure there's been a lot of things that are not G-rated that in the past that you've had happen to you over the years.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, now I know of one more I want to ask you about. I know somebody told me one time that you use BioFreeze as deodorant.
Yeah, Chris Boggs told you that. I'm gonna get him when you talk, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were fixing to go out for a game, and is that roll-on, like is the roll-on kind. I thought it was roll-on deodorant, and then again, it didn't take me long to figure out that's not what it was.
Yeah. Well, do you have any other embarrassing moments you might want to share?
Oh, I got too many embarrassing moments.
Got too many to tell.
I don't want to share.
Well, I want to ask you this: if we talk to Scarlett, if we had her here and we talked to her, and it's probably like the same my wife is when she's around and you're around, do you get a lot of head shakes, or a head, shaking of the head, and kind of sometimes some eye rolling?
Oh, all the time. She's my biggest fan, but she's also my biggest critic. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah.
But I tell you, she's just been an absolute great coach's wife over the last we've been married going on 26 years. She's never griped or nagged one time about me being at the field house or being at practice or anything. If anything, I must be a terrible husband. I think she wants me to be there more, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So, but she's been great.
Yeah, well, that sounds good. And I'm, and I know you've brought up two great children in the two you have, and I'm sure you are big time proud of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So, well, tell us a little bit about your family. Tell us, where you came from, and are your parents real strict on you? Are they great role models for you?
I think they're pretty good role models. They're not too strict on me about things. I do have like certain things I gotta stay with. They're not too strict, but not too, go do that. Mom, she went to college and she's always been there for me and stuff with like school and stuff. And then Dad, he's a big sports fan, and I would play a bunch of sports. I played softball and basketball, and he was my coaches on some of them. And then once I moved, he couldn't coach anymore, but he's been really good, and he's helped me out so much.
Yeah, well, that sounds like a winner, and I'm sure they're thankful to you. I guess anything you wanted to participate in, they would be right in your wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely so. Well, Kennzie, you talked about you just before I met your dad, Kenny. Your family's big sports oriented, and whatever it is you want to do, I'm sure they are 100% behind you.
Yes, they are. Very much.
Well, tell us a little bit about your mom and dad.
My mom works from home, but it's out of Park Ridge, and my dad works at a chemical company. And yeah, they're my biggest supporters.
Sometimes your big, right? Well, how are you back on there? Are you ready to ask a few questions?
Maddie Hannah Townsend says yes, and she put that on there when you had asked Coach Hannah about the eye rolling and everything from the missus.
That probably comes from her too, also, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt. She learned it from her mama, so she learned from the best, I think.
Oh, okay. It's kind of like the way it is with my wife. They tell her at work all the time she's the best eye roller, and she told him, she goes, "Well, I get a lot of practice at home."
And we got another yes from her after you said that too, Coach Hannah. So
okay, good.
There you go. Hey, let me ask you girls something. Phil brought up a point as far as playing in the county tournament and everything. As far as going for the hole on a certain shot and everything, do y'all actually keep up with what the score is of the tournament as you're playing? Mm-hmm. Either one of you, Addison or Kennzie, can answer. Either one of you.
No, not really. I just try to focus on me and just play the best I can.
Addison, you said yes. So how do they get the score? How do you get the score relayed to you? As far as overall team score, not your score, but the team score.
Like sometimes, not during tournaments, but like during matches, I'll keep up with it. Hold on. I gotta Okay, so during matches and stuff, I will keep my score and keep all the other people's score who are with me, because just in case. And like, I don't know how to word this. I just try to stick to somebody else's score who's better than me or at the same pace as me. If I keep up with their score, I feel like I have better chances and that our team has a better chance.
Okay, Coach Hannah, when they're doing the matches and everything, what are you and the other coaches doing?
I'm usually trying to keep up with their scores. Usually, I'm I'm going from group to group, trying to keep up with what our girls get and what certain girls in certain groups that we feel are a threat to us to kind of give our, if we get on hole 9 at Little Mo, like Phil was talking about, and we're down a stroke, we got to go for it, or if we're ahead by 4 or 5 strokes, that's probably the time for us to lay up, and they'll get that advice prior to the hole. And I have a good job. I got parents that keep up with score throughout the matches, and they text it to me so that I can follow on to try to give the girls the best information possible for them to be, to have a chance to put us in position to win the match.
And no disrespect. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Phil.
I'll ask when you finish this one.
Okay, it's kind of piggybacking off of what you was talking about, Coach Hannah. And no disrespect to the other golfers, but do you start off with your weakest player and then work to your strongest, or how do you do the lineup as far as they tee off?
What we typically do is the person we have. Usually most teams have their 1, 2, 3, and 4 golfers, and usually your 1 is usually your lowest score golfer, and your 2 and 3. And I try to make the card, like if we play a match on Monday and we got one on Tuesday and my number 2 golfer shoots lower than Woody does, the 2 will move up and play the 1 for that match, and she'll drop back and play the 2 for that match. Now, I do have, like I had Kennzie last week. She was a low, and she come to me afterwards. She said, I do not want to play the 1. So I said, we'll keep you where you at, Kennzie. They do have that option,
Okay.
Well, she was emphatic that she wanted to stay where she's at. She didn't want to have to play the 1. So,
well, Coach, I guess this really isn't a big issue in a, if you're just playing against a match against 1 or 2 teams, but especially in the county tournament, if you have some kind of rules issue where you have a disagreement, how is that resolved?
We'll have for the county tournament, we have a couple of judges that are involved that know the rules of the course, and they'll, if we have an issue, they'll call me, and I'll get the judges involved, and they'll make a decision. Shane Ingram and LeBron Hill, they know what's going on, and they'll make the right call.
Yeah. I've known Shane for a long time. He's a pretty good fella.
Yeah.
Kennzie, what's your favorite course to play at?
Probably Dogwood, because it's right behind my house, so it's just the most convenient.
Do you have a favorite? I'm sorry, Coach Hannah, what?
She lives on the golf course, so.
Oh, okay. Kennzie, what's your favorite hole there on that course?
I live behind hole number 6, so I guess that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Addison, same question. What's your favorite golf course to play?
My dad and me, we go to Rainsville a lot, and I've gotten pretty good up there, so that's probably my favorite.
And of course, which hole is the favorite one you like playing?
Oh, probably the first par 3 up there.
Now you're making me count it up in my head to see which one.
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
I'm trying to. Is it the third one, Phil?
1, 2, 3.
I think
would it be number 5? Would it be number 5?
I think it's 5. The short one across the pond, I think.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah, I think it's number 5. I hadn't played there in a while, so.
Right.
But I ain't got to play much at all.
Y'all know that long par 5?
Okay.
Yeah, it's the one run out.
I guess both of you enjoys. Well, you said your favorite club is a 3, and Kennzie said a driver. I guess y'all love seeing those par 5s where you can just, as they say, grip it and rip it.
Not really. I'd rather play a par 4.
We're par 4.
So what's the?
Well, Addison,
I
how
know.
did you get the name Woody? How did you get the nickname Woody?
My dad, he has a bunch of buddies that he's played with sports and stuff, and he used to get called Woody when he was younger. And I was like, there's 2 Addisons on my team. So I was like, you know what? So we don't get confused. Y'all can just call me Woody.
Go. So it's just kind of stuck. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kennzie, do you have a nickname?
Not really, no.
Not really. Just kind of go by your first name. No real nickname. Because a lot of times coaches, coach, do you have a nickname for her?
Yeah, I call her Blondie a good bit, but that's what I call her.
Hey, have either one of you girls just walked up to Coach Hannah and say, "Hey, I challenge you today for a 9-hole game"?
No.
Oh, Addison has. Did he go out and go against you?
Oh, I haven't done it yet, but I think I'm going to get him to do it one day.
I'll bring my whistle that day, Woody. We may be the only golf team in the state that does gas drills and runs gassers. So
So Kennzie, you was on the show before. You and Trailer was on, and JP and all that. And I asked you what superstitions or whatever you might have before you went out and played a basketball game. What about golf? I mean, you don't. I'm assuming you don't listen to music before you hit the golf links, but is there something superstitious wise that you got to do before you play?
Not really. I mean, golf is either really good that day or really bad, so I really don't have a superstition about it.
So there's no in between. It's either a real good day or a real bad day, huh?
Yeah.
Addison, how about you?
If it's a good drive there, I'll listen to music in the car and hope for the best.
Coach Hannah, you got anything?
My superstitions,
Yeah.
I really have none for golf. For football, I used to like to gargle and put deodorant on for ball games, but I kind of got broken.
I don't know if you was paying attention or not, but that first thing that when Phil asked you said you put the blue whatever in. You should have saw. I don't know if you saw Addison's face or not, but she just kind of is just like, what in the world?
It was Lysol, is what it was. It was that blue Lysol. I remember.
Oh yeah.
Well, I guess she was smelling good from head to toe that day.
I reckon so.
I guess it cleaned your pipes out.
Wow.
Well, I want to ask you: is there something that Coach Hannah does that kind of sort of sayings or something like that kind of sort of makes you laugh?
Makes me laugh?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some things. He's got a really good sense of humor, so it's always like a good time when we're all together and practicing.
Yeah. I was wondering, Kennzie, is there something that stands out that he says that just kind of sort of makes you laugh?
Look good, play good.
There you go.
Yeah. Look good, play good.
It ain't how you drive.
It's how you arrive.
There you go.
I saw that shirt. I've seen that shirt, and it had that had on the back on it. So, yeah, good. And that's like when I played for Jim Kirby. And that's what you play how you dress.
Yeah.
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 So, do you girls keep in contact with other girls that are on other golf teams around the county, whether it be DeKalb or Jackson County?
Yeah, I'm friends with some from North Mountain.
Do y'all? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Addison.
Sorry, I don't really have anybody in contact, but my cousin, she plays for a different team, and me and her will go on like the weekends and stuff and go play together.
Well, that brings me into my next question. With it being spring break this week, and Coach Hannah can't hear what y'all are fixing to say, have y'all been out practicing any at your house by yourself?
I went and played Sunday, but I didn't play yesterday or today.
I've played almost every day besides Monday, and then Thursday and Friday I'm going to different courses like in Birmingham and Huntsville to just get ready for tournaments and stuff.
Okay. Y'all are hosting, Coach Hannah, y'all are hosting the county tournament this year. Is that correct? At Little Mo?
Yes, sir.
Do y'all have a hospitality room? I wouldn't mind coming up and
if you come on up, we're going to do barbecue. We'll feed you a barbecue sandwich and some chips and a drink if you'll come on up.
There's somebody here that may have you some connection with some chips here if you would talk to him right.
Well, I believe he might said he could help me out on that a little while ago.
That's kind of been taken care of already.
Kennzie Smith, we got a comment from Kenny Smith saying, Kennzie, you went shopping today.
Yeah.
Well, there ain't nothing wrong with that, is it?
No. You went shopping for golf clothes, correct?
I actually did get some golf clothes.
There you go. And it goes back to what Coach Hannah said earlier, look good, play good.
Yeah. Well, Kennzie, I want to ask you this. Y'all, neither one of you took trips for spring break this week. What is your ideal vacation?
Going to the beach.
Going to the beach. Might have guessed that. What about you, Addison? What's your ideal vacation?
Probably the same thing.
Probably the same thing. Yeah. I don't doubt that. Well, Rob or Coach Hannah, what is your ideal vacation?
Las Vegas.
Oh, God. Oh, really? How many times have you been out there?
I went once, and I'm just dying to go back.
Already? Me and my wife have went. I think I've went 8 times, and she's went 7 times.
Really?
Yeah. And we're not gamblers, but it's just fun out there to all the sightseeing, the shows, and all the things out there. Everything's just so elaborate out there.
Yeah, and the people watching is unreal too. So.
Oh yeah, you see a little bit of everything.
You took that right out of my mouth. I just got back from Universal with the local bands that went down there, and I sat there for hours at a time just watching people go by. And
oh yeah,
to me that's my favorite thing, just sitting there, people watching.
Yeah, you realize you're not on Sand Mountain anymore.
I tell you what, if you didn't know what pot smells like, you will when you leave there.
I guarantee you, it's everywhere, isn't it? You smell it.
Hey, what time when we was up there, we went in the Coca-Cola store, and while we were inside, we came back. Minnie Mouse was getting arrested, and it was a male underneath the Minnie Mouse head was dealing drugs right there in front of the Coca-Cola.
Wow.
So you see just about anything.
Addison, you brought up you taking a sip of your drink there. It brought a question up. Do y'all carry beverages with y'all and snacks while y'all playing to kind of keep you replenished, I guess?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll have like a drink, and then sometimes I'll try to have gum and stuff because it helps me focus.
Oh, well, you need to explain that a little bit more. How does the gum make you focus?
I don't know. It makes me more relaxed and not overthink things.
Okay. Kennzie, how about yourself?
Yeah, usually I have a snack because I get hungry, and then I have a drink because it gets hot sometimes.
What snack do you carry? Is it like a protein bar, or is it like just junk food?
Usually it's like Cheez-Its or something.
Cool. Addison, what's your snack that you carry other than gum?
Probably little crackers.
Coach Hannah, you seem like you're a good sized feller. Do you carry anything with you to while you're making the rounds?
No, but I make sure TJ and Barry got me a hot dog there at the clubhouse every day. Get up there at Little Mo.
Coach, before you get going, we're fixing to let y'all go. We appreciate y'all's time. Y'all are welcome back anytime. But before we get going, I know there's more than just these two on the team. Coach, could you give a shout out to all your other players?
Yes, sir. Of course, we got Woody and Kennzie, McKenna Wilburn, and Allie Crowley, and Addie Meadows. They are varsity girls. We have 5 varsity girls, and then I have 3 junior high girls or JV girls. Brindley and Autumn Taylor, they're sisters. Autumn's a 9th grader, Brindley's a 7th grader, and Araby Black, she's a 9th grader. And those young girls have made drastic improvement. They'd never touched a club up until 2 months ago, and I'm just really proud of how much they've progressed. And and my varsity girls as well. But that's it. There's 8 of us.
And either has a boys or a men's team. Who coaches that?
Coach Chad Grant coaches the
Okay.
boys. I had coached the boys and girls the previous 2 years, and then my girls team has just been growing and growing, and I just couldn't give the attention that the kids need doing both with 8 girls and 9 boys. So I just kind of had to make a pick. So I just chose to stay with the girls.
Well, Coach, when a match starts, how many goes out? How many of them score counts? I mean, you have the varsity team. Is it 4 or 5?
We can place four people on the card, and you drop the lowest. You drop the high score. So anytime you see a score, it'll be a score of 3 people averaged for a score. So it'll be the best 3 scores out of the 4.
Okay. All right.
Now, a lot of the other ones, like we have 5 girls on varsity. A lot of times, whoever's playing number 5 that day, they'll play individual. They'll be competing individual, so their score don't count toward the team total, but they're still competing individual.
Kennzie, what type of clubs and golf balls do you use?
Well, living on a golf course, I've never really bought golf balls because I get a ton in my yard. So, and I use Cobra golf clubs.
Okay, Addison, how about you?
I think I'm using Callaway right now. I just got fitted for them not long ago. And then for my driver and stuff, I'm also using Cobra.
Okay. Any particular type of golf ball?
Not really. Just whatever.
So I know a lot of professionals will play with one from the tee box up to the green, and then when they get to the green, they swap golf balls to putt with. Do y'all do the same thing?
I wasn't sure if it was allowed in like matches and stuff, but my dad did get me some. He's like, it'll help you with putting and stuff, but I wasn't sure if we were allowed to use them.
I don't. I use the same ball.
Coach
Anna, can she use that particular type of ball?
I don't know. That's a good question. I need to call LeBron or Shane and find out the answer to that, but I'm really not sure, to be honest with you. I would think you could change the ball on the green, but I'm not 100% sure.
Because you got to mark it and pick it up and everything, so
Right.
I don't see why it would matter.
Exactly.
You know, unless it's got a string on it and you just pull it to the hole and let it drop in, I'm sure they would frown on that.
I'll get an answer on that, Woody. I'll find out for sure for you.
Why have you been holding out, Addison? Why hadn't you asked this earlier?
I have asked a coach before. It wasn't my coach. Like, we were in the middle of a match, so I couldn't ask anybody, and I was just checking. And this coach told me he wouldn't do it because he's not sure either. So
good, cool. So, Phil, you have anything else? And if not, we'll ask a couple more. I'll ask a couple more as you and Randy says Howie questions, and we'll get out of here.
No, that sounds like we're. Well, I do want to ask you this, Addison. Have there ever been a point on the golf course where you played where you've kind of sort of had an embarrassing moment?
When I was chipping, I hit the ground, and my ball just went like not even an inch further.
And of course, there was a lot of witnesses, right?
Yes. It actually happened not that long ago. And I think maybe Coach Hannah was there. I couldn't remember, but I didn't like it.
Well, I've got a good one. We were playing last week coming on hole 9. And I don't know if Kenzie's ever flopped and hit up there and stuck on 9. So she hit her wedge and sliced it to the right, and it bounced off a girl's golf bag and landed on the green. And she'd never seen anybody so excited in my life to land on the green. Paid off the bag.
Yeah. Hey, that's the best kind. Well, Kennzie, has there ever been an embarrassing moment for you on the golf course?
Probably just missing the ball and then just being like, "Oh, it's a practice swing."
Yeah, everybody's done that one. Well, I'm going to tell on myself. And there's Coach, you know John Kirby, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we were playing one day up at Cloudmont, and on the par there was a par 3, and I had kind of sort of basically missed my tee shot. So I'm behind the big old pine tree on that par 3, and I get up there, and John's ahead of me. He's almost at the green, so I'm going to have to hit it. I said, "Well, there's no way I'll hit this pine tree." So I hit the ball, and it goes off the inside of the club. I hit that pine tree, and I had to dive on the ground to keep it from hitting me. And John sat down on the green, and he could not get up from laughing. He said, "Phil, I heard a knock," and I turned around, and all I saw was you diving on the ground and the ball, and it rolled all the way back to the tee box. And I was so, he'd laughed so much, I was mad at him.
Well,
He said, "I wished I'd had a video of that." He said that would have been great.
my most embarrassing moment on the golf course was at Cloudmont too. This has been 35 years ago. You know, on that first hole, you tee off kind of on the side of the mountain off that big rock.
Mm-hmm.
The clubhouse is back behind you to the left. I hit that rock, and it took a straight 90-degree angle off and went in the clubhouse. They had the door open, and I hear that ball bouncing around on them wood floors in there and everything. Like a dummy, like an 18-year-old dummy, I go in there to get my ball. You know, I should just let it go, but that was pretty embarrassing day there.
Yeah.
So, Kennzie, are you right or left-handed?
Right-handed.
Addison,
Right-handed.
you have any lefties on the team, Coach?
No, sir, I don't believe I do. No, sir.
Okay. Phil, do you play left-handed?
I can play both, but I play right-handed. I can hit the ball left-handed.
Okay, that's cool. So some of these questions I'm about to ask, I'll make it real quick. Let y'all get out of here. Kennzie probably already knows the answers to these because these are some that I've already asked her when she's on for the basketball. So, Addison, what's your favorite type of meal you like to eat?
Pizza.
Does pineapple belong on pizza?
No.
Coach Hannah, how about you?
My favorite food, anything chocolate, probably.
No.
Well, does pineapple belong on a pizza?
On a pizza? No, absolutely not. No.
Kennzie, same question. Both questions.
My favorite food's probably chicken casserole, and pineapple does not belong on pizza.
Great. Music that you listen to, Kennzie?
I listen to a lot of different music, but mainly just country.
Coach?
Country gospel.
Addison?
I also listen to like just about anything, but mainly pop.
Good deal. So, Coach Brooks is, or I call him, I actually call him Tyler because he's my cousin, but I'm used to calling him Coach Brooks because he'll be a coach for all those years. But Mr. Brooks, how do y'all feel with him being in charge as principal up at Addison?
I think he's a pretty good principal. Anytime I've had to ask him anything, he's been pretty good at helping me out. And I don't really have much to, I don't ever have to go up to him much, but he seems like a really good person.
Kennzie?
He's really busy all the time, but like he handles it well. And he's always been a great principal. And he used to sit on the bench with us a lot in basketball and helped us a lot. So he's pretty great.
Yep. He played basketball since he was, I think he started when he was in second grade. I remember back then. His mom and me are cousins, so I've known him his whole life. Hey, we got a response here that disagrees with all three of you. Not just one of you, but all three of you. Maddie Hannah Townsend says, y'all are missing out on barbecue pizza with pineapple. Who in the world does she belong to, Coach Hannah?
Her mama, I think. I don't know. Her mama likes pineapple on pieces, so I'd probably say her mama.
Well, that's great. Before we get going, real quick, Coach Hannah, where's the tournament and when can people actually come out and watch these young ladies play?
They can. The county tournament is April 21st up at Little Mo Run in Mentone. The spectators will be permitted. They can show up the day of the match, and they can rent a cart to follow the golfers and watch. I believe the cost of the cart on that day will be $30 to rent a cart to follow their golfers. And we play, if I'm not mistaken, I'd have to look at my schedule, but it'd either be Monday or Tuesday this coming week we play again. I'm not sure. I just have to check it out and see.
Awesome. Addison, before we get going, any shout outs you'd like to give to anybody?
Yes. Mainly my dad. He's the one who got me to play golf, convinced me. My boyfriend Aiden Meadows, he makes me go to the golf course every single day. And Coach Hannah, he's a great coach. I'm so grateful. And then my mom, who's just supported me through everything.
Thank you, Addison. You are the only person that's ever student athlete that's been on here that has basically said my boyfriend, because no one else wants to thank their loved ones or their boyfriends or girlfriends or whatever without us basically like pulling their teeth to make them do it. Thank you for just flat out saying it without us having to force somebody to say it. Coach Hannah, any shout outs?
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody in the community that supported us over the past year financially and just support in general. And I do want to send a special thank you to Joey Shirey from Fort Payne. He's donated, I guess, probably 10 sets of clubs and golf balls and stuff over the past couple of years, to where when we get new kids out, we can fit them in a set of clubs until they're able to purchase their own, or if they decide to stay with it. So he's did that for us, and I appreciate it. And I also want to thank Dana and Todd Greason, Steve Livingston, and Nathaniel Ledbetter. They've been good to us, helping us, raise funds, and J.A. Bates. And I know I'm missing a lot of folks, but they know who they are, and we really do appreciate you.
Look, you brought something up, and I brought it up last night with me and Phil was talking on the podcast last night, that and I said that golf is probably it's not as expensive to play as it is the other sports as far as money wise. What would it cost a individual, a young lady, to come and join a golf team at Eider?
At Eider, it wouldn't cost them a penny. We have clubs. We've got everything they need, thanks to people like Joey and people like that. We've got everything that they need to play. And if they decide they like it and want to stay with it, then I'm sure Santa Claus will be bringing them a set of clubs at Christmas, Then they can turn them back in, and we'll pass them on to the next kid. But it wouldn't cost a penny to be an Eider Hornet golfer.
Oh, that's awesome. Fantastic. Kennzie, shout outs to you.
Shout out to Coach Hannah and my family and the golf team.
Coach,
they're always being supportive.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kennzie. I thought you was finished. Coach, that's sincere, because she said she didn't want to be the number one golfer that time. So, that was a sincere shout out that time.
That's right.
So, Phil, any closing remarks?
Yeah, well, Coach Hannah, I know you have been, an outstanding teacher throughout your career. I know you've won, awards. I don't know what the award is where you finish second every time, but do you think being a great teacher also goes hand in hand with being a great coach?
Well, coaching is teaching. I mean, that's what coaching is. If you can't teach, I don't think you can coach. And if you want to be respected as a coach, I think you've got to be respected in the classroom as well. I think it all goes hand in hand.
Well, I know you've been in this for a long time, and I'm going to say probably what keeps you going in this is these young people and inspiring these young people, because I guess in a sense they inspire you.
They do. I love my girl golfers. They're really special to me. I love every one of them, and I look forward to seeing them every day and working with them.
Well, one thing, do y'all do any fundraisers? Do y'all have a golf tournament in the off season? Anything?
We last year we did a gun raffle sale where we did shotguns and rifles and stuff every quarter or at halftime of football games. But we're looking at possibly doing a golf tournament as our fundraiser moving forward after this year. Just doing one fundraiser. It's a golf tournament. and been done with it.
Yeah, it's usually a pretty good moneymaker.
Yeah.
Coach, when that takes place, let us know. We'll put it out on our social media networks and try to get you a lot more players to come in and play.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
And when you get a date nailed down and all that, we'll have you on maybe a month before, let you get all the information out there. And I'm sure these young ladies will probably be playing in it as well.
Oh, yeah, we'll hook them up.
Yeah.
We'll get a team in there.
You know, maybe Howie can get up a team and pay, and I'll come play with him.
Yeah, I want to see you hit the ball left and right-handed. Do you have both clubs, Phil?
Well, I don't have both gloves, but I will attempt to hit it left-handed. If I practice it, I guess I could do it.
I had no clue you was ambidextrous, Phil.
Ambidextrous, yeah. Sometimes, hey, you're trying to. For a long time, I shot a gun right-handed, and John Kirby told me, he said, "Phil, turn around and shoot the other way," because I'm left-eye dominant. Now I shoot the gun. Now I shoot a gun left-handed. So it's confusing sometimes. So, but I do want to. Hey, I want to thank Kennzie and Addison both for coming on. This is great. I mean, this is great for y'all too, because anytime you get up and speak, that's great for you. But I want to thank y'all for joining us and being open with us, and we enjoy having y'all on.
Thank you for having us. I'm glad y'all asked us to do this.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys and what you done. I tried to get McKenna Wilburn to come on, but she just wouldn't. Said she just didn't think she could do it. So,
hey, we'll get her next time.
We go.
Coach Hannah, one last time. When does the county tournament start? Mainly for me, because I want to write it down and come and get that barbecue sandwich you promised me.
April 21st at Little Mo Run. We'll probably have a shotgun start at about, I'm guessing, probably around 11:30 that morning. And then
you feed the kids, you feed the players, and then they hit the course.
Yes, sir. Pretty much. We'll feed them, and they'll hit a little basket of range balls, and we'll turn them loose and let them go.
And then this fat boy right here will come and finish up what's left over in the hospitality room.
I might be in there with you.
Hey, more the merrier. We'll hammer down. Phil, bring your chip truck that day, buddy. We may need some more chips.
It's hard. I can probably do that. I can probably pull that off too.
So, but guys, gals, thanks for joining us. Y'all are welcome back anytime. Looking forward to it. And once the county y'all roll into state, the further y'all go, we'd like to have y'all come back on as well and talk about the state tournament and everything as well.
Absolutely. We'd love to.
So that's great. For Woody, Allison, Coach Rob Hanna, Kennzie Smith, Phil Harris, I'm the Howie Chaney. You're beyond the booth tonight. God bless and good night, everybody.